Let's make some delicious banana bread together. Okay then, let's get started. So what I've done is I've put 280 grams of butter. I've used real butter for this. It's better with real butter, but you can use margarine if you want. And I've just softened that in the microwave for 1 minute. And then what we're going to add, use all equal parts on this. So I've got 280 grams of soft brown sugar. And then we're going to want to mix that. Whisk that together so it's nice and creamy and fluffy. Make sure you combine all that sugar and all that butter. You can obviously do this by hand if you want, but I find an electric whisk or even a stand mixer the easy option. This is a really quick and easy banana bread to make. So just keep turning your bowl. You want that to be all nice and light and fluffy. Like so. And we'll just turn that off for a second. Now I'm going to add 4 eggs. And a dash of vanilla extract. And then we're going to combine all this together again, just on a nice slow speed. Everything just straight in the bowl. You can do this with just 1 bowl. So that's all nice and combined. So it's almost like a thick cream. And then all we're going to do is we're going to add in 240 grams of self-raising flour. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And get it out. 2 teaspoons of baking powder in there as well. And then just on a low speed, otherwise your flour will just go everywhere. So just put it onto your number 1 and then just combine all this in together. So that might seem a little bit thick, but don't worry about that because we'll set that aside a second. And then what you need is 4 very ripe bananas. Now the riper the bananas are for this, the better. So I'm just going to stick them into a bowl. And then get them all into a bowl. Stick them in there. And just move that out of the way for a second. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these. Blend them all up. You can mash them with a fork if you haven't got a hand blender, or if you're using a stand mixer you can just chuck them in and let them blend away. But I'm just going to blend them up. Because I just think that when they're blended they give a deeper flavour, in my personal opinion. That tap, get all that banana out of there. There we go. And then I'm going to just add this. I'm just going to find a spoon. No. Okay, so I'm just going to add all this banana into my bowl. And then this is why we don't add any milk or anything else, because this now is going to work to give it the right consistency. So I'm just going to blend all that again on a low setting. Just blend all that together. Mix all that, make sure that's really mixed and combined. And there we go. And be careful not to over mix that. Just knock all that mixture out of there. Now, I'm going to take some loaf trays, and all I'm going to do with them is just stick a small piece of paper onto the bottom of each one. Ooh. And all that'll do is it'll just stop it sticking to the bottom and help it remove from the tin nice and easy. So we'll just stick 3 of them. You can add a little bit of butter to the bottom of your tin if it's not sticking, but that's just going to be fine because the mix is going to hold it down anyway. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to divide that mix between 3 different trays. Three trays. Get that knocked down. And I never weigh out at this part. I always just eyeball it. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And all we're going to do now is level them out. Like so. And this is a really good little snack if you've got them sweet cravings. It's not too high in sugar. It's not too high in saturated fats. You can just come out the gym and you just need that quick sweet thing. Then this is the perfect one. Okay. And then all we're going to do then is pop them 3 into the oven on the second tray at 180, about gas mark 6. And we're going to want them in the oven for around about 45 minutes. So we just pop them in. And then we'll come back in about 45 minutes and I'll show you the end result. Okay, our banana breads have been in the oven for about 25 minutes, 25-30 minutes. They're ready now. And I'm just going to show you how you can tell. There's 2 ways you can tell if they're cooked. One, you can just touch them and they'll be nice and soft and bouncy. And 2, if you just get a knife or a skewer and you stick that into the middle of there and you see how that comes out completely clean. We'll do that with all 3 of those to make sure they're cooked. They come out completely clean. That's how you know that they're completely cooked. Now leave those cool down in the tin for about 20 minutes before removing them. So we'll come back and I'm going to show you how to remove them out of the tin. Okay, so once your banana bread is cooled, all we're going to do is remove it from the trays and it should just come straight out. And there we go, the perfect, delicious banana bread. Nice and soft and spongy.